You're investing at 30 years in the future. You're borrowing money from 30 years. You're going to the future, grabbing money, coming back 30 years, and then buying an asset that is literally for free.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Diego Kriger, is a single-family investor in Tampa Bay, Florida, and also a practicing medical doctor. You can find him on Instagram at KrigerMD. Diego, thanks for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me, man.
Now, when we talk about being in the medical space while also investing in real estate, I love these conversations because, you're able to really leverage your career and your education and everything that you've done to get to the point to where you're in a very prestigious profession while also building wealth outside of that realm as well. Walk me through how you got started investing in real estate.
Well, the main reason why I found out real estate it was a way to grow for me is because I I was in California and I was like I basically I grew up in poverty, right, in the south of Argentina. So I have always that eager desire to like learn. And then growing up in Argentina, I was exposed to a massive waves of inflation. So I always understood leverage. In California, I met this guy. He was a realtor, and then he gave me the spark of knowledge that real estate is the best way to leverage, right? So I started studying loans, leveraging, financing early, I would say when I was like 24. I found this product, it's called physician's loans,
Hmm.
100% finance, right? By the time that I graduate, right, I start using physician's loans. I found this broker, we became friends, and then I found some loopholes that I was able to get physician's loans, 100% finance. And then by the time that I graduate, I think I was making 450, right? And then I never ever use my cash. I always stay super liquid. I was investing in other assets, but I never stop investing in real estate. So I think for physicians, the physician's loan product is one of the best in the market. I mean, there's nothing better than that. I mean, they give you 100% financing for a primary home. Okay, you're not gonna buy a fourplex, right? But I think 100% financing in the best place in the world. You're investing in United States, right? Where legislation is the best, right? Where financing is the best. You're investing at 30 years in the future.
That's right.
Right? You're borrowing money from 30 years. You're going to the future, grabbing money, coming back 30 years, and then buying an asset that is literally for free. Okay.
I want to ask you, let's get a little bit granular here on this physician's loan. So this is a primary residence. This would be a homestead. Can you do this more than once, or is this a one and done? Hey, you can only use it for one residence.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So by law, it varies from lender to lender. There is at least 60 different lenders in the whole United States that they lend to physicians. It's called professional loans in some of the lenders, because it's whenever you call lender, you ask, hey, do you have physician's loan? They say no. But some of them, they don't even know. They have professional loans, which apply for dentists, physicians. Some of the lawyers, if they have a good, strong W-2, okay. Most of the physicians, we have really strong W-2s. I mean, we made 300, 400, half a million, right? So our credit power, borrowing power it's unbelievable. I mean, why we don't use it, right?
That's exactly right.
Yes, you can have multiple loans. And the way, how do you do it? Is you buy a house, medium size. You're never going to buy a huge house with a pool of $2 million. You got to start small, because the borrowing always, they're going to ask you to buy something bigger, something different, something a different zip code, because the underwriter is going to say, why are you buying a house, a smaller house now, in the same zip code? What is the reason? Why? Right. So the goal is you're going to start with a small house, right? 3-2, 3-1, in a specific zip code. You're going to get 100%. You're going to move to that house. The first house that I bought, I rented 2 rooms, believe it or not, a residence, friends, people who work with me.
House hacking, really?
Yeah. So, and at that time, I didn't even know what money was. I was just hassling 100%. I was eating for free at the cafeteria in the hospital still. And then I was making $450K, right?
I'd like to pivot a bit here and ask you, this is a different conversation than I've had previously on the show. For folks who are entering the medical field and they're trying to figure out exactly how they're going to capitalize fastest on their profession. They're a medical doctor. They're not sure exactly which field to go in, what they want to specialize in, where they want to work. Do you have any general advice for folks? Hey, if they want to earn top dollar in the medical field as soon as possible, what would be your feedback to them?
So whenever you graduate, you got to decide, okay, I'm going to do another fellowship. I finished residency. I worked my ass off for 14 years, right? So what I'm going to establish, right? Because usually for physicians, like, the first job is not the best job, right? So you tend to move, because when you get in the field, you kind of understand what is the workflow, what is the real paycheck, what is your real value that you're gonna be offering. By the time that you kind of like you're in residency and you're ready to graduate, you should have an idea where is gonna be your town, right? Whenever you get there, right? And then you feel confident that this is going to be the place. I don't going to do any more training, right? I'm already a cardiologist. I'm already a nephrologist. I'm already a hospitalist. That's it. I decide that I'm going to build my family. I'm going to build my wealth, my empire, right? And then that town that you are at, that's the place that you're going to invest. So I'm, I personally, I don't invest anywhere else because wherever I invest, I can drive. I can go there.
Yeah.
I don't manage my real estate by myself, right? But I go there. I have a very easy schedule. I can go there anytime. And then I think that the best option is wait until you're done with everything. Wait until you're happy, the place that you're at, the town that you're at. And then if you feel like this is the place that you're going to start buying one by one, little by little, right?
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I know that you're in Tampa. I'm a big fan of Tampa. I was mentioning this to you before hopping on here. I actually haven't lived in Tampa, but I've heard from afar, from a distance, just how great it is in the surrounding areas. What's your favorite parts about Tampa? Why did you end up choosing Tampa as your forever home?
Well, Tampa, the reason why Tampa ended up being my home is because I basically in California in COVID-19 season, it was very tough. They were offering, Tampa was booming. They were offering ton of money to come to Tampa because they really need help. It was literally growing so much, and they were giving massive, like $100,000 signing bonus. So you sign a contract, they give you $100,000, right? So I was like, why I'm gonna stay in California? Everything was so
You go
cheap in
there.
Tampa.
Yeah.
So that was the main reason. But I always dream like I'm gonna go to Miami, and then because that's the most similar to LA, right? But I never made it to Miami, thanks God. And then I end up in Tampa, and then I'm happy. I mean, it's booming. It's so diverse. I have the beach. I have the downtown. I have two different downtowns. You
That's
know,
right. Yeah, that's
and
right. And
then
I've heard from a lot of people that, and I don't know how true this is. Maybe some people in South Florida might dispute this, but that people who are in, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, that area, they might end up going to the west coast of Florida anyhow to go to the beach because of traffic and because,
yeah,
of so many different factors. So I've heard great things about that west coast of Florida. And then, to your earlier point, like if there's an influx of people and there's this demand for doctors, right? And they're willing to pay signing bonuses. One of the things that I think is sometimes a limiting factor to people from all backgrounds, not just medical field, is you might have to be willing to move across the literal country. Like you're talking as far as you could go, California to Florida. And so, different, some similarities, but some big differences as well. And so in your mind, you said, you know what? That's where they're paying the best. Let me go move there. Not everyone's willing to make that jump, right?
yeah, exactly. And then let me tell you something about Tampa Bay that I found out is very interesting. And there's so many similar towns in United States. When you come to Tampa and you buy real estate, usually the flippers of Tampa Bay are mom and pop businesses. Is that guy who it was a GC or always a subcontractor, and now he's flipping. He's putting so much sweat equity in the house that you're buying. He's dying to rehab that house. He's gonna leave that house perfect for you. He's not a GC subcontracting of subcontracting and it makes the flipping so affordable for you. You are buying the house completely renovated. He did it for you, right?
Right.
He has his son, his wife helping. Imagine the cost of the flipping is so it's his margin. He's taking such a small margin for that flip and he's selling it to you, right? And you're basically leveraging, right? And then you are coming in 100% finance with the loan. You're buying that property It's such a good deal.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I mean, you're not gonna find that deal in California because in California, it's so regulated that you need. I mean, of course, you need permits for everything,
Yeah.
including to fix the pavers in the front door, right?
Yep.
So you need a lot of GC, you need a lot of investment. So the flipper needs to make his money, right?
That's right.
So, and then that cost is going to pass to you. So that's the cost of real estate, right? So, I think
In one
Tampa
market.
Bay, Tampa Bay has so many opportunities still. There's so many mom and pop flippers. They're putting so much sweat equity in those properties. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, across, like 3 blocks away, I'm seeing this guy, he's renovating a house. He's there until 10 p.m. working. I'm working. I'm like, he's doing such a great job. And then I'm walking in the neighborhood. I walk in, and then he's such a great, um, a grain flipper. You know,
Yeah.
he's putting so much quality in that house. He's adding so much value. I'm like, I'm not ready for to grab another loan, but I will. You know, that's the type of house that I will buy. Is that mom and pop flipper? He's putting so much love, so much energy for that house. You know,
Yeah. I mean, that's a
Tampa
great
Bay
point.
is Tampa Bay is that place.
I'm licensed in Texas, and we have some of that. I would say a good amount of that energy with mom and pop flippers, but it's in stark contrast to where I grew up in northern New Jersey. I really didn't see hardly anybody who was a real estate investor. That's not to say that there isn't a small investor community in northern New Jersey, but it's just the price points are way higher. And it's not as common as I would see in Texas. And I'm hearing a very similar story out there in Tampa. Any areas specifically of the greater Tampa area, or that west coast of Florida area, that you're particularly bullish on, or that you like looking at deals in?
So Tampa Bay, I would say everywhere, but the area of Carwood and Tampa is a little bit northern to Tampa, downtown. Anything around the Tampa International Airport is booming. And then a little bit northern to St. Pete, that area of from St. Pete downtown going north, it's booming. The other day I met this it's a friend of a friend. He does co-living. You know, it's like a new thing. They buy houses with 6 beds, 5 bathroom, like 4 bathroom, and they rent by rooms, right? So it's like another thing going on in St. P because the rents is skyrocket. Everything's so expensive. So he does co-living, right? Um, and then it's very interesting. And then I think at St. P, it will be a place to do it, right? And
That would
it's
be the
booming.
place. That would
Yeah.
be the place. I've heard great things. Co-living. I'm forgetting the name, but there's a type of service where you can have multiple people who may be staying for pad split. That's the name of it, pad split. I've heard, and I don't know if that would be considered a co-living, but I've heard of people doing a pad split around airports and areas like that. And St. Pete, I'm heard only great things about St. Pete from guests on this show as well. We are coming up on time here, though, Diego. Any new projects that you're working on? And then, as well, what's the best way for folks to get in contact with you?
So the projects that I'm doing right now that I'm gonna focus on regarding my real estate, I bought 7 houses. Okay. So the reason why I only buy 7 houses is because I was using physician's loan. They only allow you to buy primary homes. It's only one loan per year as soon as you keep moving from one house to another, right? Um, and then it's 100% finance. So I bought my 7 houses. Now I'm maxed out on physician's loans. I'm done. I can't get any more, right? I can't tell the underwriter I need another one because that's it. They're not going to lend me anymore, right? So the goal now is because I built so much equity in these houses that I'm going to 1031 one by one. So this year, I'm going to start selling one by one, 1031, and then I'm going to start pursuing, I don't know, like triplex, fourplex, and then I'm going to start basically flip that equity into something bigger, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, and the other thing that before we forget, I don't know if you know the real estate professional status. I'm a real estate professional status by there's a code in the IRS.
That's right.
So, and in purchase price, I think I got a $2.9 million in real estate, right? So 2 years ago, I started working with the CPA and I did all the cost segregation studies of all my properties.
Yep.
So now it's been 2 years, 2 tax seasons that I was able to wipe out all my income tax out of my, I was able to depreciate all my real estate and then get a refund of $180,000 per year, right?
From the W-2.
From my W-2, because
Yeah.
unfortunately I'm a W-2. I don't want to open my own business. Fine. I have a great job. Fine. I don't deal with headaches. People say, why you don't open your own business? I would be like, it's, I have a great job, period.
It's good.
So I was able to wipe out all my income tax,
Yeah.
right? And every year, and then I'm going to keep doing it until I finish. I decide that I'm not going to work anymore. And then that's so easy to do it. I mean, there's so many resources. There's people who can do cost segregation studies for $1,000, $2,000 per property. Then you can depreciate that real estate until it's done, until for 30 years.
That's exactly
Imagine,
right.
imagine how much refunds you can get in your W-2. I mean,
That's a
it's
huge thing. It's a huge thing. I'm glad you mentioned that, Diego, because you don't have to be a medical doctor or a high earning W-2 to be able to offset some of that income when you have a real estate business or a similar business. And I think that gets lost on people. They're thinking, well, that's that bucket. This is my W-2. If you have a good tax strategist, a good tax professional, they can help you offset that
yeah.
W-2 income.
And then for people to understand what is a real estate professional status, it's like a tax code loophole. And then I'm married, right? My wife, she doesn't work, right? And if you're married and your wife, she doesn't work or she has a part-time job, she's the one who manage your real estate, right?
That's
I,
exactly right.
I personally manage it with her and she manages it. And then we have people who help us, right? But if you qualify, if you invest 750 hours, right? Because we have long-term, it's all my properties are long-term tenants. So if you invest 750 hours of your time into the business, the IRS lets you depreciate that amount of assets, right? Against your income tax, which is like a crossing the passive into the active, right? So the passive depreciation is able to go through the wall and cross into the active income, right?
Yeah.
So
Diego, we are coming up on the time here, though. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, for telling us about what it's like being involved in the medical field, and then as well invest in real estate simultaneously. Thanks for your time.
thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.